Good evening. Welcome to the Donny Chain Gang on the Downing Cycling YouTube channel with me, Matt Payne. We're going to be bringing you all of the action from out on the course, and we've got a cracker lined up today. It's experimental week. We've had the French week, and we've had the London week, and we've had the American week. And we've now got experimental week. We tried on Tuesday with the Bologna TT course, which is an interesting course because it's only meant to be ridden once uphill. We did it 3 times. Sorry, not really sorry, because it was great. It was a cracking course. Everybody stayed together, and it was a big long chain on the first climb. By the time we got into the second climb, things were starting to get a little bit spicy, a little bit hot. We were smashed to pieces pretty much everywhere. The front group was about 170 riders at this stage. We went over the top, and it went mad. And the speeds on the downhill, at the highest speed I've seen, 105 kilometers an hour from anybody coming down off the side of there, and somebody's taken at least one of the Strava KOMs on that downhill on the course and into the finish, and an absolute smash fest, not aided by the fact, of course, that we didn't have any numbers to work on for how long the course was, because it only told us how long the up bit was. We had to guess for the U-bends on the end, and we didn't allow enough. My fault. I did the maths, chose the route, did the maths. Didn't work out. So apologies for that. However, well worth it, because I know lots of you went on to the top. I think it was only Joel Turnbull who turned early. Please tell me it was only him who turned after the Blue Banner. We always race for a proper big arch over the top. The Blue Banner can vary from rider to rider in the ride. It can not show for people, but what you will always see is one of the arches, and that's why we always go for a big arch rather than the Blue Banner. Also because it allows the commentary to catch up with the back, and it also means that you get a warm down, and that's going to be important tonight, a warm up and warm down. Now tonight we're going to start off with 2 laps under 2 watts per kilo. We're then going to move up to 3 watts per kilo for about 8 laps max, and there's going to be a go somewhere in there. But 2 watts per kilo to start off with, particularly important in this because we come round the first corner and we're onto the roller coaster climb that we'll show you in a minute on the fantastic VeloViewer graphics. Before that, massive thank you to everybody who's donated. I know lots of you done it already. If you haven't and you've got a few kids spare, Russ and I set this up with the view that we might get 20 or 30 riders. We spend 5-10 minutes doing it, and if things got a bit tight, we go get a proper job. Or I certainly would. Because there's no commentary, no events. I've done 3 gigs in 9 months instead of 3 gigs a week. It's got a little bit more mad than that, and we are expecting to be near close to the 300 rather than the 30 riders. That means there's a lot more admin. We've got better production, more TV. We've been putting loads of money into the infrastructure. Lots of time spent on the Facebook page, making sure everybody's behaving themselves, and on the ride as well. So if you do have a few quid spare to help us keep the show on the road, stop me from having to get a proper job, and leave Emma, who's out riding on the Chain Gang somewhere out there, in peace. So to keep this rolling, keep the show on the road, keep us being able to invest in the kit. And that includes everything from the soundproofing that you can't actually see, that's hidden all the way around the studio now, and the mics, as well as subscriptions for artworks, etc. And to make sure that we've got everything rolling, better broadband, so that we can actually get this keeping going on the road, and we've got a backup on there. Please don't hesitate to donate. If you're going onto the donate button on PayPal, hit family and friends. It saves us paying fees to PayPal. It means that all the money you give, it goes, we'll split between Russ and me, and then we put it into putting on the event. If you want to do a subscription, or you want to do anything that isn't PayPal, get in touch with me, Matt Payne, on Facebook, or message me at matt@fullspeedevents, and then we can sort out doing it another way. Obviously not going to broadcast my bank details out over the internet. That would be a really stupid thing to do, and not even I am that dim. In the meantime, let's get across to the bear himself, who I know has had a busy few weeks, busy few days, but let's give Russ, who is out on the course, all warmed up and ready to go, a call, and let's see what he is up to. Question is, how long's the delay? Ah, there we go. Good evening. Good evening, how are you? Oh, sounds like Russ. Are you in Australia or somewhere with the world's biggest delay?
I don't know what was happening there. I think my earphones were playing up again. I think I've wore them out, mate.
It's all these
Ringing,
dodgy
ringing,
tunes you keep playing.
last minute links and things on. Yeah, we won't mention any names, but I just had to give him a call as well. So yeah, all good fun.
Would that be Will
Is it?
Bergfeld who I've just seen join?
It might be, yeah.
Yeah, hold
The
that.
the iceberg ahead.
Well,
Hopefully, don't take us all off on the first corner, but yeah, there's
I was gonna
more
say,
stories.
can we find him a nice time trial course that was like dead straight out and like no turns?
He'd love it there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Class rider, and let's see how he gets on tonight. He's not the only class rider, is he?
No, I think there's a few on here. There's different types, motorbike riders, push bike riders. Probably even got some artists and all sorts on here. But yeah, it's going nuts tonight. 230 riders. So yeah, all good.
And we got Joey Walker, national crit champ. Ben
We have
Swift,
indeed, yeah.
national road champ. On there, we've got plenty of former national champs as well, all scattered round, and a few people who are, has the conversation been on the Facebook page, over 60 on the chain gang. I couldn't quite believe that.
Yeah, I feel over 60 after doing a few months of this, but it's all good fun.
Yeah, this one man whose birthday is today as well. And it's his birthday today. Now, I know he's not riding, but Alan Whitlock is a regular on the chain gang. He's 67. So if you regularly ride the chain gang and you're older than 67, let us know. In the meantime, Alan, happy birthday, mate, from everybody on the Donny Chain Gang, for sure. But I think that's the oldest rider. Will you still be doing this when you're 67, Russ?
I don't know. It's only a few years off, isn't it? So yeah, maybe.
Maybe so. Well, we're cutting it fine tonight. It's a minute and a quarter left. I better let you go brief the troops of our plan today, and I think good luck.
Yeah, no, same to you, I think, Matt. That commentary microphone and click a button and everything's going to be getting worked to the max tonight. So
I'll put my trainers on.
No laps out or anything. Just keep it rolling.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Right, let's get everybody onto the course.
See you later, mate. Ta-ra.
Cheers, mate. So let's go straight into the course details because it is going to be busy as anything out there. We are in the Crit City, which is the Watopia world of Crit City, actually in the Solomon Islands of all places. And then we are on the Bell Lap, which is a reverse of the standard loop. A lot of people have done the Dolphin. This is the Bell Lap. And what that looks like out in reality, well, today it is a 0.1k lead-in, which we're going to be hitting very, very shortly. 20 times the lap, which is 1.96k. Total distance, 39.3 kilometres, 340 metres. Our beacons, Andy Birdsall at the back, and Russ, our yellow beacon, are going to have their work cut out for them. So we are going to be hitting this shaped course. Now, the map's a little less important today, and we will pick that up for you very, very shortly, but you will be able to see that soon. What is key on this is the elevation. So let's add that into the map. Here it comes. As you can see, we have the climb up into the sprint. We come off the line, we come around the first turn, and then we make our way up onto the climb. Now, it doesn't look much, it's only a few meters, but it is absolutely critical that our riders get this correct, because it is really tough stuff to actually hold the wheels on what is a really, really busy, fast course. Going up onto the climb, we come round onto the red sprint. We then drop down through. We do a right-hand turn where it looks like it almost crosses, come round, and then the sprint into the line. 20 laps in total. We are on our way round to complete lap number 1 already, and our rider's just setting off. So once you've got that in your mind, let's take a little bit of a look, see how our riders are getting on out there. And I think we're going to see they are well out on course, with a shout out from Russ to keep the pace down. We're just making our way up on to the climb here. So we're just going up towards the red start. There we go. over the red start line we go for the run in towards the sprint up on the top, and then we're going to be dropping down. So on this lap number 1, we're just going to sit on the little side view so you get a good indication of where we are on the map. So we're just coming into the left-hand turn that's part of that red sector. And when we take that sharp left turn, as we do now, that is going to be dropping us around towards that descent. So you can see the gradient at the moment 0%. We're going to come across that sprint line. You can see the red square on the screen. We take the left-hand turn, and now this is a left, right on the way down the cobbles. -6% on the way down. So we're now just heading out of that red sector towards the crossroads to take a right-hand turn. So around the left turn, take the right-hand turn again, and you can see the course just adjacent to it. That takes us around, and here we go. Right turn now, and we're onto the lower right-hand loop that you can see on your map now. Dropping due south, that's straight down the map. We're going to take the left-hand turn once again, as we see Russ just making his way up to the front to give them a shout to knock the pace off on the front. Around that left turn comes Russ. He's going to take another left-hand turn. A reminder to everybody, please remember, guys, keep that pace nice and low on the way round, and keep with the beacon. Around we go, and we go into the zigzag section. This is the far right-hand side of the course. Through that little dog leg, and then we're going to do a 90-degree right-hand turn, and we're going to go line ourselves up for that finishing line. So we're now running in towards the crossroads again. And as we come into the crossroads, you can see on the map, we're about to take the right-hand turn up to the orange square. And when we do that, we're going to drop across straight in to the live ride. So through we go. And our rider's about to come underneath the beacon. So there we go, underneath the gantry. Our rider's in and through. Let's jump straight in to the ride live in with the bear. So here we go, out live on course with the riders here on the Donny Chain Gang. It is going to be manically mad. 1 lap down. This is where things get very interesting indeed. Just riding in with Russ at the moment. Let's take a quick look up in the sky. Let's jump on with our drone cam. The advantages of talking and flicking and keeping everything running now. Looks like Andy Birdsall, our red beacon, just keeping an eye, as you can see here, rolling onto the roller coasters, up on -6%, 3%, 9%. 9 over the top we go, drops off again, -7%, kicks back up again, 6% up, 8% up, and then on to the false flat that takes you in towards the sprint. Remember, guys, we're trying to keep it down to under 2 watts per kilo. The exceptions to that are going to be our female riders, because they have to work hard. The lighter riders really do have to work hard to keep that pace down. Now we're going to take a little look towards our red beacon at the back. That's Andy Birdsall, and he is just going to be trying to hold everything nice and steady together. So let's take a look. I think Andy just a little bit further back at the moment. So our riders now onto that descent. You can just see Russ in there. Let's jump up with our helicopter at the moment and just take a look or follow Russ around this section of circuit. This is lap number 2 now of 20, so 10% done by the time we get around, which is going to take some doing. So let's jump in. We're going to find Andy, who's out on course. Let's find Andy. Here we go. Andy's here. So there's only 18 laps left to go when we hit the line next time. Andy Birdsall is our last rider out on course. He is our red beacon here. Now, just in front is Hobbs. So let's take a little bit of a look up the road. Hobbs just in front, who's just set a new PR going in and through. So in with Hobbs at the moment. So it is currently Hobbs just in front of our red beacon. That is Andy Birdsall, the beacon at the back. And it's going to get really busy for him out there as this goes. So Harley Hobbs sitting just in front, and I think Joey Walker, a last-minute joiner, just working his way around. He's going to be trying to get himself back in touch with the front of the group, I'm sure. Now, just in front of Hobbs is going to be West, so let's take a little bit of a check. Here we go, just closing in on the wheels of West here. So it is Harley Hobbs closing down on to West. These riders just off the bat. It's James West who's gone back there, so just taking a look. West just getting some company here from Hobbs. These riders doing 3 watts per kilo, but as you can see, the back of the bunch already now sitting at 44 seconds. If you weren't quick off the blocks, you got left behind. Now they're going to have a rider to close down on. That's going to be Hancock's. This is Hancock's 11 seconds in front of Hobbs, in front of West. Then it's going to be Schwabe. Schwabe can see 2 riders in front. That is going to be Venerus and Dodds. So let's just jump up to them. I think it could well be 3 riders. Just going to keep an eye. It is indeed 3 riders. So just in with Dodds at the moment. So Dodds riding in the orange. Then Shepherd is our rider in the black here. And they have Venerus for company, which is the rider in the green, just coming around, take that right turn up on to these roller coasters. Then it's going to be Martin Bolt, and Martin Bolt with David Hopkinson, and I think it's going to be Sean Ferron here. And these 3 are nicely up on to the climb here, working well together. Remember, these kickers really do take their toll on the way through. 2 seconds in front. Looks like we've got a couple more of our riders. It's Beagley in here from Nova. They're chasing the cannonball. There are riders being dropped left, right and centre from that group. Remember, guys, if you get out the back, jump on the train if it comes back round. So we're going to go up to 3 watts per kilo on that front group. I think they were already doing that, Russ, I'll be brutally honest. Now, it is Edwards who is on the turn here. Just got Boy Hoy just on the descent in front. We're going to jump up through to Holmes and then to Joey Walker. And I think Joey having tech issues tonight, so we're going to go past him up to Davis here. Davis being dropped off the back of this group. McNamara the same here. Looks like Akbar just sitting on the back. Lots of riders just fighting with this course. Looks like Dan's up here. Looks like Victoria Chavaria just making it back in on time. So Vic just hanging on to the back of this bunch. You've got to keep those gaps closed down, guys. Everybody needs to work together. You let that gap go, you're going to be in trouble. As you can see from the camera here, these riders are working the way around people who are really fighting with this course. You've got to stay up with the yellow beacon, guys. Don't go in front of the yellow beacon. The yellow beacon about to go through the line. Meanwhile, you can see riders coming back into the arch. This is the long straight. It's absolutely manic. 6.1k covered now, as looks like John Davis, Badger, Cookie all through. Looks like Miss Cookie sitting into this group. Move up time, Sarah. You've got to get up on there. It's absolutely flat out. Looks like Jake Womersley in with us. Good to have Jake with us once again. Looks like he's got the tech working. No Annie, I don't think tonight, but at the moment, Miss Cookie are working her way around. Plenty of very fast women in here. Katie Colclough is in with us. I think Joe Jarvis are riding in with this group. Yep, Joe in with this group. This is not necessarily a course that suits the lighter female riders that are on this course, because it is really brutal out there. They've got to keep the speed high absolutely everywhere. Now, over the front, guys, if you're doing 4 watts per kilo, if you can't count to 3, quite happy to give you a schooling on how to count. Dead simple. Let's have a little look. Mr. Cooling's in here as well. Craig Genther sitting in this group around by Russ. Looks like Taylor in here from Bolsover. Langmead sitting in this group as well. Onto the cobbles, and you can hear the noise as you hit it. It is over 1k circuit. There's no such things as laps out, boys and girls. It is flat out here. So Aki a bit on the bike's on his way through. Looks like Smith is in this group. Atkinson, Mateo Rogers in here. Ted riding around here, sitting at 3 watts per kilo in the group here. Cal Crutchlow's in here as well. Looks like Cal on a faster ride, riding in the black here. Of course, multi-time champion Cal in here. Millie Skinner's in here. Looks like Alison Kinlock joining us as well. Good to see Kinlock in the group as well. So let's just take a look at Kinlock. Kinlock, of course, a podium rider of the National Cross, a fearsome road rider as well. Good to see Alison joining the group here. Looks very, very fast indeed. Going to take a look up the road and see where everybody else is on the way through. Thomas is in here, so Dan Ambrose in here. Looks like Colin Belfbeefy from Cycleways, who's going to be 60. It's absolutely flat out as we come up to the line. Next lap complete. And as you can see, as we ride in here with Colin, there are well over 100 riders tagged on the back behind Russ, and there's about 150 up in front as well. This is not the Tour Series because the barriers are far too neat for the Tour Series, ladies and gentlemen. Since I left the barrier team, it's never been the same. You just can't get them straight. Oh, wobbly line there. That's definitely not one of mine. Right. Riders kicking on the way around. Looks like Burko just pushing on Lone Rider, pushing the way up here. Looks like we've got some of our Sherwood Pines riders in the group. Katie Colclough sitting Naps in here as well. Just going to jump in with Russ once again. So just sitting with Russ in the middle of this group. Going to take a little bit of a look back. And these are the 100 nearest riders. That pack is still well over 200 riders strong. Here it looks like Rob Scott's in this group. And got to watch out for Rob. Rob in that GB sets the jerseys there. Very, very fast rider. Going to take a little bit of a look up the road now. Keeping an eye on how the riders are doing up on the front. Looks like Sam Emsley just holding a nice 3 watts per kilo there. Millie Skinner, Emma Payne in that group. Eddie Dench sitting nicely in the group as well. Simon Wells, looks like Andy Halls is in here. So Halsey putting in a bit of a ride here. This course should suit him, not too many uphill sections. And he'll have fonder memories of downhill sections, that is for sure. So off we come from the cobbles. We're now into this right-hand turn. Looks like our red beacon's about to get swept up by the yellow beacon, so that's the first lapping of the red beacon at the back. That is going to be mad. We've done it in less than 10k, guys. Just going to keep an eye as they keep on coming round. Now let's have a little look and see how we're going. Mr. Hopkinson doing the correct watts was dropped at the back. That's because of the Muppets on the front who can't count to 3, mate. Sorry, David. If only we had the ability to limit it. Oh, we do. It's called a fence. And if we do that, unfortunately, we don't get to play at the end. So, it is absolutely hammering it in. Andy Hawes sitting in this group, nicely rolling round in that 3 watts per kilo marker. And the guys who are riding off the front getting plenty of abuse from their fellow riders. Remember, guys, this is how it works. If you know who it is, have a word with them. Don't let them just carry on doing it. We are looking for speed, 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 speed for the group. We want to try and keep it nailed together. That's how it works. This is everybody's release. Good to see Chris from the Alliance MTB coaching squad is going to be on here. This is holding in nicely. Matt Winston rolling around right on Russ's wheels here. This is what we want to see. Craig Sellen in this group as well. Let's jump into some more of our regulars out on the chain gang. So Chris Hilbert is in here. Chris, a multi-time Nationals medalist and series winner, looking good. Chris Hilbert in here, one of our younger riders. Definitely a name to watch out for. Just riding around Mike Killingsworth and Llewell in there. Now, looks like one of my old school friends. I have, it's been 3 decades since I left school. Yes, I know it doesn't look like it. It's a great skin product, that's all I'm going to say. However, good to see that Tristan Emptage is here. He's the only person I've talked to from school in 3 decades. In fact, since I left school 3 decades ago. Where do I see him and bump into him and end up talking to him? Out here on the chain gang. So let's jump in with Tristan. So Tristan based just on the edge of Harrogate, riding along in the MDCC kit here. And again, setting another PR in here, sitting in with the group here. And Tristan looking nice and smooth here, just rolling around with this group. It's like Chris Hilbert up here. This is the front. Looks like Ben from Velo Viewer up here. Craig Herring up rolling around. These guys just trying to roll round at 3, please, guys. Don't come on the front at 3.5. Say you were doing it just so you could get there. We want to see those numbers down sub 3. So Rodney doing the sub 3 thing. Looks like James doing sub 3. Will Bergfeld rolling around this group as well. Hoban's down here. Bishop's in here. Mike Selkeld. The octogenarian that is Mike Selkeld in the group. Just jumping in. It is absolutely mental. It is flat chat at the moment. Don't chase the boys on the front. Don't chase the football. If somebody goes off the front, let them go. Call them a Muppets on a private message. Let's keep the group smiling because this group is looking good here. And just the group behind Russ looking pretty smooth here. The bear, you want to mob the bear. You know, all pile on at schools, speaking of schools, where you all basically picked on somebody. Well, the person that you're picking on is Russ, and the aim is to all pile on and see how many people you can get on top of Russ's avatar in one go. 12k done. Leading group on its way round. Remember, we're going to be focusing on where Russ is and the group around Russ. Millie Skinner now with the fastest quick time over the top. Cookies sat in here. Yep, pile on indeed, Mr. Chappell. All pile on. That's what we want. Tim Cooper's set a new FTP already. I don't believe that. You've been chasing your lad up and down the hills all summer long. So you can see these roller coasters really do play havoc. It looks like Rob Carlin back in with us once again. James Allen, Jimmy Allen is in. Good to see Jimmy in here. Darth Vader's back with us, and the force is indeed strong with this one. He's here. Vader in the group. Riding nice and smooth. That's what we want to see. Mr. Topping's in here as well. Rich Orrell is in and riding smoothly in here. Let's take a quick check out of Rich. Nicely in this group, riding in that green jersey there. Here on the Donny Chain Gang, live on Downing Cycling YouTube channel. Don't forget, it's flat out. This is the complete opposite of Tuesday's course. Tuesday, 3 big hills, 3 massive laps. This is 20 little brutal laps which are going to rip everybody's legs to pieces. And that's exactly what they're doing at the moment. It's corner after corner. If you're taking motion tablets just to stop yourself feeling sick, we could take a ride in with one of our riders. Let's jump in with Rich Orrell. This is what Rich is seeing. This is how fast it is. We are going to work our way along this straight and take this left-hand turn. You don't get much of a view. All you're going to see as you're riding along is the beacon up in front. You've got to try and nail that beacon as our riders come right round the side. So if you go round and put a lap in, it is a case of jump in. If you get lapped, try and kick into the back of the group. You need to hit it as soon as the front of the group comes to you. You need to be nailing that, and that will get you right up there. Now, looks like Mike Selkeld sat in this group at the moment. Let's take a quick check on Mike. Yep, riding in with the group as they come hammering through here. Once again, we're going to get up in the sky. It's so close together. Remember, we're at 14k at the moment, so laps ticking along. This is the nearest 100 riders. There are still 230 or so in the group. Just been doing some quick checks on the riders out there. So 230 plus riders in the group, absolutely nailing it. We want to see PB after PB after PB on the way round here. This lap, it's currently being lapped at the moment. The fastest lap time is currently a 2:35. That's not a bad time, but we could see this come right down. 2:20 is the normal fast times round here mid-race, and that's likely to happen after Russ releases everybody. It's like Kev Dawson in this group as well, speaking of fast riders. So Kev is in here as well. And 251 it's showing at the moment with balls. So that's our numbers sat in this group. That is some going at the moment. Let's jump in with Cal Crutchlow. See how Cal's getting on without that engine. Remember, Cal, a winner of the race that the chain gang turned into one time. This one time we went on a chain gang. It turned into a race, and guess who won? That guy who rides a motorbike right quick. That's right, Cal Crutchlow. He's got a win already under his belt, and it has turned into a race. He was sat helping people at the back. So looks like Simon Wells, congratulations, just gone up a level on the way round. You're going to be covering the distance incredibly quickly out here on the course. And the time's coming through, the laps coming down time after time after time. Let's jump in with Carl. You can see just how quick this is. We're just going to take the right-hand turn here onto the straight. It's a very short straight. Another quick right-hand turn, and we're going to be out and round the loop. The red beacon coming the opposite way. They're not too far off seeing this group come through again. A difficult day to keep an eye on everybody out there at the moment. We will attempt to keep a little check on the back markers as well. Not the easiest thing in the world to do, it has to be said. Got to find them out on course first, and it is pretty manic out there. So at the moment it looks like everybody just about happy. There's looks like the Crawleys are in here, looking good. Millie Skinner riding strongly. Let's take a little bit of a look going through. Dizzy from the Stellaton mob. That's because they've been putting away this Stellaton for a reason, i.e. Stellaton. If you can't work that out, you're in trouble now. Looks like Hutchins in here, Michael Hutchinson in from Kuslux from the Stellaton in this group as well. Another PB on the way through for lots of these races. Looks like Ben from VeloViewer, the guys who provide us with that fantastic 3D maps. Remember, get your subscriptions in to they are supporters of the Chain Gang. They help us out with the graphics. They've contributed to keep us up and running as well. So make sure you get on there. Don't forget, of course, that you can get a pro subscription and have all the statistics you've ever wanted. It's used by the pro teams, and that pro subscription is well worth doing. There's a lot more information and data on there than you could ever want, and you can look at where you're going strong, where you're weaker, where riders are going faster, what time you've been in, what how distance you've gone. It's absolutely flat out tonight, and if you want to see how that works, Ben from VeloViewer, he's down on here tonight. He's riding strongly in this group somewhere. If we try and take a look in, he's always in black. Here he is, Ben from VeloViewer, sat in here. And Ben, a regular rider in the Sheffield area, sat in there. Make sure you get that subscription in there. He tries to hide in black. It doesn't work. We can always find him somewhere. So Halo Wheels, Tom Knight in the group as well. Looks like Dawson, Ollie Dawson. That's the younger version of Ked Dawson, getting the polka dot jersey as well. So Pete Howis is in this group. Pete sitting in, another of our really earlier riders. He's definitely a quick rider indeed. And Pete Howis was a regular from the word go and still is. Good to see Pete in here. Looks like he may well be alongside a few other regulars in here. AD Dench is in here. Sam Emsley's in this group as well. Looks like the Crawleys are in here and sat in this group. Everybody trying to hold the wheels here. Matt Winston is in here. So Winston sitting on the wheels, usually in the orange. Here he is in the orange, and of course this is the DS. The DS for the Sunweb team that has masterminded them through Giros as well. Tour de France is looking good on his way round here, Mr. Winston. So let's take a quick check. I think AD Dench in the group. We've mentioned him a few times, not been able to drop in on AD. The Friday night, if after this you've got any legs left, make sure you go on to the Bikes and Beer. Friday nights, Bikes and Beer, make sure you give AD a follow. And it is, as it says on the tin, bike and beer time. So this group still absolutely nailed all together. We're going to just move our way up through this group as they set yet more PBs. McHanley's in here, Coleman's in here. Looks like Miss Cookie's sitting in here. Abbott's in this group. Looks like Rashid's in here. Antonio Nadoni is in the group. Harley Hobbs in this group as well. Looks like Chris Hilbert's sitting in here. Sam Emsley in this group. Pollard's sitting in this, looking good, looking smooth. Just going to work our way here through. Finn up here as well. Just trying to work our way up towards the front of this group. Easier said than done. Katie Coldclough in here. Just sitting in with Katie, another of our very fast riders sat in the group as well. So Katie working well. Forrester in here. Leitch in here. Billy Skinner's in the group. Potts is in here as well. And Knapp working hard. And we are certainly motoring our way through this course at the minute. So let's move back across to Russ, who is out in the group. No point dropping to me. Let's try and get ourselves in with the bear. Here we go. So the bear, Russ Downing, sat in with this group at the moment. It's supposedly holding 3 watts per kilo. I'm not sure that's the case. We're just on the downhill. Let's see what it levels out at on here. Plenty of riders holding around Russ at the minute and not letting it drop too far. Looks like me, the house team, have got plenty of riders back. Pete Ray's team have got plenty in as well. It's absolutely mobbed tonight with riders. And great to see so many riders coming and riding on the Donny Chain Gang. Thank you for joining us. You're live out on the Downing Cycling YouTube channel on the Donny Chain Gang. It is quick. That preem speed is coming up, 24.63 for Ollie Dawson. And we haven't even started yet. We knew today was going to be hard. It's definitely a real rulers type course. The constant kicks on the roller coasters up on to the top are taking the toll. There's a few people being spat out the back. You've got to keep in the wheels. You've got to keep the pace high. It's all about nailing it. If you are around Russ, that's where you want to be. In the group, sheltering, doing the right pace, in the right time. And another set of PBs on the way through. It is snowing at the moment. Absolutely snowing PBs as these riders come through. Lap after lap after lap. It's getting quicker and quicker. And they're absolutely motoring. 28 minutes done. 20k done. Let's see how the next 20k go. It's sub 20 go. So Russ at the moment is doing a Bon Jovi tribute at the moment. Living on a prayer. That's for sure. He's using a power up on this hill. So Russ using that draft power up at the moment to work his way through this group. So Russ looks like he's just jocked to the front. There's 1 or 2 people putting some silly watts out there. We're just keeping an eye on it. It looks like Russ just sitting there at 3 watts per kilo now. Got himself keeping an eye on the riders on the front. Remember, we're aiming for 3 watts per kilo at the moment, please, guys. You need to be holding around the yellow beacon. Stay behind yellow. Hold yourself back there now. Russ is pushed through that budge, 25.97. Tom Parsons back in this group. Sellen's in this group as well. We're in with Russ. Looks like Mason in here. McInnes is in here as well. Looks like there's a real fast group of riders here. It's 1 or 2 people being a bit silly on the front here at 3.8, 3.4s, 4.2s. You need to do some counting, boys. You're burning energy unnecessarily. You want to be with Russ. And we got the go, go, go. Here we are. It is live. Go, go, go. Russ has hit the button. And he's hammering on those pedals. 8 watts per kilo from Russ. It's go, go, go time. The pressure is on. And Williams 8.8 kicking. Crawley here putting an 8.4 to get into the group. It is lined out here. We're not far off hitting those roller coasters. We come through the lap and we've seen some fastest lap times here. It is absolutely nailed at the moment. And this is where you've got to be on the front. You've got to be in that group now. Push time has come. If you are not up with this group, you are going to feel the pressure now as we go up. Craig Herring really nailing this on this climb. Crawley coming up here. Coleman on the the hammer here. They're absolutely hitting the throttles. It is wide open. I think they put the foot to the floorboard and kicked it down to the tarmac. A shout from Russ of Enjoy. I'm not so sure that's going to be the case. As we keep an eye here, Bergfeld in this group as well. Russ sits third wheel at the moment, up to second wheel. Tom Parsons right up here. Tom is putting in some serious power. So let's jump in with Tom Parsons here. He's on the front. He's got the draft going as he comes through some lap riders here. And it looks like he's hammering. They're only 22 seconds behind the red beacon here. Parsons lining it out at the moment. It's Downing on his wheel. Sandy Smith in second place. Crawley in third. It's Williams right up there. Herring's up there. Another fastest time as they come through. Coleman's moving up here. Mason making a move. Burko comes down the outside here. Prover moving up as well from the wheelers. And another big kick goes on the front. And this time it looks to me like it is going to be Gareth Mason who's gone for it here. Mason, the fat cyclist, put the aero dig in here. Now, what can he do? He's got them behind him. Can he put them on the rack and stretch them till they snap? This is when he's got to use all those watts. He's one of our big, powerful riders. He's come kicking round. He's timing this right. But they are all nailing it behind to stay with him. How much more power has he got round? Some more lap riders. Can they jump into the group here? They're going to see this leading group come through. This is where you get to see how fast it is on the front if you're not able to sit with it. And here we go. Looks like Danger Allen moving up onto the front. Herring's come round again. It is absolutely motoring. Russ sitting in this group. Ben from Fellow Viewers in here as well. Oxenham in with the group now. And this is absolutely manic as they come through. This train hammering. Another lap done and complete. It is motoring. And it's another sea. Another blizzard of personal best. That confetti raining down at the moment. Round the turn they go. Thornley's up here. Sandy Smith right in this group. Rossi's up there as well. Everybody's trying to nail this. McNamara doing a good job up here. He's been right at the front of affairs really regularly on the Downing chain gang. Has he got the power? You can see these roller coasters are stretching it out. The boy Hoy was working hard there. Let's just jump back in with Herring at the minute. He's right up there and he's looking good at the moment. Craig Herring, is this going to be the course that gets him a win today? He's rolling in all the right places. Stroh McInnes is in here as well. Russ on the front, a man from Johnson Wheeler's in there. But can he hold it? He's going to get overtaken here. And you can see they are lining up. It is one rider after the other, taking a pop as Herring goes on the front here. He's got them behind him. They're just pushing on to get alongside him. Sandy Smith coming through. Hot Dogs coming through at pace as well. Once again, though, it looks like we're going to get a dig from Russ here at the moment. So Russ putting the pressure on again. So Russ is nailing it. He's pushed his way right up onto the front and he's stretching it out behind him. This chain gang is ripped to pieces. There's going to be nothing left of the riders. They're going to be shredded everywhere. They're going to be like you've taken a box of shredded wheat and stamped on it for weeks because the riders on the front are killing it tonight. It is absolutely nailed. And look at this group now that has broken away. This group has opened up a gap. We're going to try and get up above them with the camera now. They're broken away. This is our leading group. The elastic has gone snap well and truly. And we now have one leading group of riders who have gone clear. There are 25 riders left in the group at the most. It's going to be less than that. We're going to try and get directly up over the top now. So we've got less than 20 riders in the group by the look of it. We're working our way up here. Looks like Kirkham pushing on hard here in the black. He's stretched this out. Another set of very quick lap, but not the fastest lap that time round. This is our leading group. You can see him on your screen. Burko's in here. Finley Priest. Coleman in here. Try and get through these riders. Dan Evans is in here. Mason the fat cyclist. McNamara. Ben from Velo Viewer in here. They are nailing this at the moment. Oxenham doing a turn on the front to stretch it out. It looks like Williams is just in front. Oxenham goes on. And now Kirkham sits third or fourth wheel as they go through. Thornley working hard here. Now, Ben from Veloview right in this group here. He's right in the mix. They're just diving through another group. It is incredible. flat out here. Come on, Deb, jump in with another group here. It's jump on a group, find a group, try and stay with them as long as you can. This is all about keeping with a group on the way through. It doesn't matter how many laps you are, everybody's going to get to finish the distance. Hutchinson's in here as well. It is absolutely flat stick at the moment. Back with Russ once again, sitting up at the front. Looks like Glenn Turnbull is nailing it at the moment. Turnbull looking good here. Another of our regular Donny chain gangers. He's here in the multicoloured jersey, the stripes across his back, and we're seeing a kick now, and it looks like Mason has gone again. So it's Mason who's gone. He's given it some serious stick. The camera just trying to get up in front of him. Almost impossible to do on this course, to take a look back. And Mason's got another gap. Bergfeld's trying to close them down if he can get round the corners. Looks like Mason is really making them have a hard time. And remember, all the other riders out on course, with nearly 300 riders out on the course, it has meant that it is absolutely nails for the riders to bring it back, because Mason is getting a tow. But it looks like Russ is going to be the man who catches him first. Now is Russ going to go straight over the top here? Russ is pushing some serious watts out here, and Russ now starting to string it out. 20 riders coming into the finish. Is going to be manic. It's going to be mad. We're at 28.2k. So we have got probably about 5 laps left. I've lost count. Yes, I have. We all knew it was going to happen. Come on. Now, looking at that distance, 28.4. It's 39.3, the numbers that we're looking for. As we come through, another lap down. Russ on the front of this group, leading it out. Crawley comes up over the top. Sandy Smith comes through as well. Thornley, Hutchinson doing the same as well. Dan Evans is sat in this group, looking smooth as they come up and through. Now Watson putting in a kick here. Look at this. Watson's gone for it now. He's an aggressive rider. We've seen him go clear before and hold them off. Gotham Grind was his. It was Richmond was his. He was absolutely nailing it all the way through the American week. He was nailing it in France. He's gone on this roller coaster on the way, and that's where you want to put that dig in. Out of the saddle, kicking on the way up those climbs. 400 plus watts, 6 watts per kilo, and it looks like the chase is on. Russ wants this crit. He really wants it. You can see as they come past the cannonball. It's Russ who's bridging across. Can 2 or 3 riders break clear here? This is what it could come down to. Now they're nailing it past another big group. They're getting assistance as they come past. This is going to aid the breakaways. This is what is going to make life difficult for the riders behind, because every time they go through, 2 riders clear here. It is Dean Watson. It is Russ Downing. They've got a gap on Hutchinson, Oxenham, Daltrey, Smith and Mason, and they're keeping this gap at the moment. They are pushing like mad to keep that gap clear. They're motoring on. They're going to catch Rob Scott here now. Watson is on here, but Daltrey, I think, has just come steaming through. He has. So Daltrey is attacked over the top. He's now our leading rider. The lead is with Daltrey. Sandy Smith comes up and through. Oxenham working hard here as well. It looks to me like Sandy Smith has gone clear up on the front here. So it's Sandy Smith at the moment leading this race out. The chain gang that's not a race but often becomes it. Well, it was guaranteed tonight. But now Sandy Smith gets mobbed on his way through. And they're all rolling round him, back in with Watson once again. Dawson putting a big kick to stay with this group as they come through. And just keeping an eye on these. It looks to me like it could well be Davis who's gone clear here. So looking at the distances, Davis is pushing on hard at the front of the group. He's got company once again though, and just drops back off. Looks absolutely mad here tonight. Bergfeld's in this group. Turnbull is in this group. Who's pushing the front? It could be Thornley. We're just going to try and jump in with Oxenham. He's right up in this group. Going to drop with Bergfeld sitting in this group as well. Nobody managing to go clear, just on the front. So Sandy Smith is up there, rolling round. He's sat on the back of a couple of riders. Just going to keep an eye on whose way. It looks like it could well be Russ who's gone back to the front. It is Russ. Cheers, mate. And more Russ goes on the run, more chance I've got to keep a track of it. He's got that dirty great yellow beacon on his head. Well, Russ now does a turn, moves his way off the front. He's rolling through incredibly quickly here. So Russ now rolls around to the back of the group. Don't let me down now, Russ. You need to stay in that group, mate. Need your beating up there. We've got no chance otherwise. And just keeping an eye. I think Burko has just gone clear now. Looks to me like Burko has gone for it off the front. We're going to try and keep in with all of the riders. Coleman in this group. Looks like Williams is right in here as well. Dowtree's up here. Turnbull's in here. Looks like they're all nailing it. Burko working hard on the front. Thornley's up there as well. They're just going to keep an eye. They're just motoring their way through a number of riders. They've got to keep a little bit of an eye on what's going on here, because the riders are really kicking on here. And it looks like Coleman just trying to stretch them out here. Looks like the fat cyclist is trying to close that gap down. Russ still back in this group as well. Hutchinson right up on the front as well. Well, everybody putting the pressure on now. Russ sitting in this group. This is where it's going to get tricky. Coleman is not too far in front. We're going to keep our eyes on these riders as they come in and through, because it is absolutely flat stick at the moment. This group pushing on hard, trying to make the way up and through to the very front comes Bergfeld now. Looks like McNamara's in there. Looks like Mason can see he needs to push on here. 32k covered. Remember, we've got less than. It's going to be 6k to go very, very shortly. So that's going to be just about 3 laps to go. It's got 3.5 laps to go at the moment. So it should be 3 laps to go and hit the line next time, if the maths is correct. Now Thornley sat in this group. They're working well up on the front here. Hutchinson pushing on. Sandy Smith pushing on here. It is absolutely nails at the moment. I think it's Hutchinson doing some damage on the front here. Just going to drop up above here, keeping an eye on the guys as they come in and through. And yet again, you can see Coleman working hard in this group. Downing's in here. The sprinters are holding their nerve here at the moment. Sandy Smith is in here as well. Burko moves up on to the front now. So nailed on the front. You can see this leading group on its way in and around at the moment. Matlock up there as well, just holding the front of this group. Joel Davis looking good. So just keeping an eye. It's Bergfeld's right in this mix as well. Joel Davis sitting in the group. He's not going anywhere at the moment, isn't Joel? He wants to be in this group. He knows the lead is up here. He doesn't want to let anybody out of his sight at the moment. Russ moving up to the front now. So it looks like it's Russ just managing to move his way through to the very front of this group. Not on there for all that long. The massive riders coming through. We're just going to try and make sure he's dropped in with the right group. Just in with Oxenham. It is indeed rapid, Russ. We did say it was going to be a mad night. It is a mad night tonight. It is flat stick at the moment. Now coming up for 34Ks, it is a flat stick at the front. These riders are coming through. Burko has been putting in some big digs, and you can see he's got the jersey, the Prem jersey. Now is the pace just being backed off a little bit here. Russ just ticking in this group. He's not giving it too many beans at the moment. Kev Dawson's in here, and Dawson is holding this pace. He knows how to make people hurt on a wheel, that is for sure. Now Russ up on the front. Bergfeld's up there. Oxenham's up there. Thornley's up there. Russ Downing sitting up there. Let's keep an eye on who's moving hard here. I think Sandy Smith has got a big bit of power going down at the moment. It is Sandy Smith at the moment who is just starting to stretch this out once again. But Oxenham is alongside him, as is Burko. So Burko at the moment is motoring. Burko is our lead rider at the front of this group. Oxenham in second wheel at the moment. So it's Burko in 1, Oxenham in 2. It looks to me like it's going to be Williams in 3 at the moment. It looks like Hutchinson, Gilmore, Mason sat right behind at the moment. These two riders putting a stretch on. Please keep this going, guys. It makes my life slightly easier. So here we go. Burko and Oxenham on the breakaway at the moment, but they're about to get past here. And it's Sandy Smith who's coming back in hard once again. So Sandy Smith on this descent pushes clear. McNamara closes his wheel down. McNamara now comes to the front. He's got Dawson with him as well. So McNamara and Dawson at the moment are leading this out. Gilmore sat in with this group, the youngster holding the wheels. Russ now back on to the front of the group here. So we're going to try and jump in with Russ. Russ now being mobbed by the rest of the group. This is how fast it is. Nobody can hold that front for very long as they come in and round. So Oxenham moving well up round the front once again. Dean Watson is on here. Who's going to put the attacks in? We're at 35.6. Is anybody going to attack? Remember, this is it. We're coming in to the finish. It's going to be all down to this sprint as they come in to the end of this. We're going to try and jump in with one of our really, really fast riders. Let's try and get in with Russ if we can. I hope he's got his sprinting legs on because we're coming round the corner and lined up. Who is going to go? We're at 36.3 and it looks like Coleman's coming through here. So 36.4 covered so far. It's ticking on. We've got 36 covered. How the time is ticking. How many more laps? We think it's going to be 32 more laps to go. So it's 36.6. It needs to be 39.3. So if you add 4 to that, that's it. So that is it. 2 laps to go now. Less than 2 laps. 2 more laps to go here on the Downey Cycling Donny Chain Gang. And at the moment, this is your leading group. Downing in the kill here. Is he going to hold this? It is all going to come down to this. This is it, guys. We are less than 2 laps. Sandy Smith pushes on once again. And Sandy Smith has some serious power here. He's stretching it out every time it goes uphill. And it looks to me like Sandy Smith could be the man to watch. But Russ on the attack now. And Russ has gone with over a lap to go. Can anybody go with him? He's seen there's traffic. Smart move this. Now he's gone hard here. He thought he might get away. And he's seen this group. Russ is putting a kick in here. And can anybody go with him? He's broken that group. Is this going to be one of Russ's trademark brutal attacks off the front here? Because Russ has gone. This is man 1. And they're not with him. They're not with him. Bergfeld's at 2 seconds. The Fat Cyclist is at 3 seconds behind. They're trying to close him down, but they've not got him at the moment. Come on, Russ. Give it some beans, kid. This is it. This is where you've got to go, mate. Go, 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 go. Come on. Come on, 9 watts per kilo. Keep this going. They're not that far behind. They're chasing behind him at the moment. That's the group behind. They're going to close him down. The power of the Fast Cyclist, Gareth Mason and Will Bergfeld. They're closing in on the bear. And that's a massive kick from Russ. Has he shot his bolt too early here? Was that a premature jump from the bunch? Well, he's still holding them at the minute. He's staying clear. He's got the gap, he's gone, and he's holding them. They've not closed that down. They thought they were coming onto his wheel, but they've not made it at the moment. Coleman's coming, Sandy Smith in the chase here. Hutchinson on the chase with less than 1 more lap to go. 1 lap left to go, once more up the climb. Who's going to hammer it up the climb? Can they pull Russ back here? This is what it's going to come down to. We're into the final lap for our leaders. And he's absolutely motoring it. He's Russ Downing. The bear on the front onto the climb. He's got to hold on. He's not got far to go. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tighter than tight. He has got to make 39.3. And at the moment, they're sat behind him. They're kicking down hard. Sandy Smith, the nearest rider, at 2 seconds. Russ is on the breakaway. They're trying to close behind that big group, lapping the riders who haven't stayed with this group. Looks like Ben from Veloview pushing hard on the front. But it's Downing with the gap at the moment. He's trying to stay clear of all the rest of the group are behind. Burko's chasing now at 2 seconds. Sandy Smith at 2 seconds. Russ comes around the corner now. It's going to be tight. Have they got the pace to close him? There are virtually no more. So this is one more slight ascent. He's going to go on to the downhill. He needs to push on now. Where's that group at the moment? Oh, they're so close. It's at 2 seconds. Downing leading. Will Bergfeld leading the chase behind. Burko now taking up the chase. Dowtree on the chase. It's still sitting at 2 seconds. It's so close. They're coming for him. They're trying to close him down. He's got only a few more turns. He's got to stay clear. But they're closing that gap at the moment. And it's Coleman, who could well be the rider who's going to come across the gap first. Here comes Coleman in the blue onto the wheel of Russ Downing. This is going to be our 2 leaders. Now is Coleman going to blow past him? He does so. Coleman has gone. Coleman starts to push clear. Russ now gets taken. He's caught by Dean Watson. Watson chasing hard here. We have one more right-hand turn, and it's now Watson up on the front. Watson has the race lead at the moment. He's going to turn onto the corner, and it is going to be Watson who gets first place. Watson comes through in first place. It's going to be a fight behind everyone coming through chasing hard, but Watson takes the lead on his way through the finish there. Watson comes through the group with the fat cyclist Gilmore and co all chasing hard behind. Absolutely flat out on the way there. Some great riding coming through. Mason, stop pedaling. I'm not surprised. You can see this leading group absolutely nailed. And that late attack going out harder there. Andy Bishop just turning his legs round. We are going to jump back in and across because we're going to have to do a little bit of sneaky movement to find our riders. So fantastic riding by that group to keep that pace so high on the way through. We're going to jump back into our red beacon, Andy Birdsall, who we know is out on course, back in with the gang, making his way around now. He's coming up to 30k at the moment. So we're going to work our way up now. I haven't featured Andy much today because it has been so mad, but Andy is our red beacon. He's our rider bringing them back in. He should have the least distance on the clock. He's at 30k at the moment. So we're going to take a little bit of a run up and through these groups. Akbar, I think, on the same distance as Andy Birdsall. Birdsall just closing on Akbar here. So these are our riders just up at the back, and Akbar looking good at the moment. He's just got a little bit of company as Birdsall comes alongside him. We're going to take a little bit of a hunt up. Cooper, a couple of laps in front of him. Hawkins just coming in on his last lap now by the look of it. Vader with 2 to go as he goes round. Miss Cookies on her last lap here as well. I think Emma Payne in with this big group here. Going to just jump in. This is a massive group coming into the finish, and I think they're all pretty much on the same distance. They're coming in. It looks like Andy Hall's in this group as well. This is a really select group here. Looks like Millie Skinner is in here. This is going to be a big fight. Skinner is one of our fast riders. She's got company though as well. Looks like they've dropped a number of the other women on the way round. This is going to be the run in to the finish as they come in and through here. Now they have a few more turns to do. Matt Winston in this group as well. Millie Skinner is in here. Let's jump in with Millie. Millie just in the group, sitting in those wheels at the moment. This is the run for the finish. Let's see who's got the legs. Liam Calloway is in here. Andy Hawes. Looks like Ambrose in this group as well. Ellis is in here. Leitch is in here. Nick Dorsey is in here. This is a real who's who. Sudbury's in here. Looks like everybody is keeping it nailed on the run round. You don't want to use your power-ups too soon because you are going to be heading on to the sprint. This is it, kids. This is where the kick's got to go. This is the run for the finish. Now, Millie Skinner's going to come through just in front, I think, of Emma Payne. I think they are our first 2 women in. Apologies if any of the other women have come through in front. Chris from the Alliance MTB squad comes through in that same group with Matt Winston and Nick Dorsey as well. Now Miss Cookie comes into a finish. We're going to just jump back in with our red beacon. So Andy Bursell out there on his way, currently at 31k. How's Vic doing? Vic Chavaria, 35.6. So Vic still has something about 3 laps to go. Sorry, 2 laps to go for Vic at the moment now. So Vic Chavaria and most of this group currently have a few more laps left to go for. Just going to jump up to Mr. McLeod, because McLeod, just at the front of this group, is going to be onto his last lap. So James McLeod on his last lap at the moment. Looks like Sean Ferron currently got 2 to go. It's going to be last lap, I think, for Vader. So Vader at the moment out on his last lap here, making his way through. Rich Shea's got a couple to go. Martin Bolt's got going to be, I think, 2 to go for Bolt. Sorry, 3 to go for Bolt at the moment. Jarvis on 3 to go. Taylor on his last on the last lap as well. So Taylor's currently on the last lap on the way around. Cal Crutchlow definitely coming through, and I think Cal is pretty much almost there in terms of last lap. He's got 1 more to go. Rob Scott's going well as well in Sibbald. Looks like Sibbald 35k at the moment. Bradshaw's on 35k as well. So Joe Jarvis on the route. Joe's currently sitting at 36k. Let's have a look at more of our regular riders. So Martin Bolt out in Crit City at the moment, 34.6k to go. 1 lap in front, sitting on his wheel, has lapped him. So I think he's going to be Taylor. So Taylor 1 lap in front, but sitting with Bolt at the moment. Taylor on 36k, Wilkinson on 39k, Bolt on 34k at the moment. Let's have a look who else we've got out on course. Cooper's currently on 37k, looking good. Who else have we got out there? So Vic currently on 37k. Sitting in this group, James McLeod definitely looks like he is going to be done as soon as he hits the line. Vic is going to have, I think, 1 lap to go when she hits the line this time at 37. Maya's going to be at the same point. Looks like the boy Hoy having finished his ride as well. SR68, whoever you are with no name, SR68, you're currently riding around strong, looking good, 35k at the moment, so a little bit more work to do. Going to take a little bit of a look at Dan. Dan's on 35k. Looks like Darren Topless sitting in with the group currently on 28.6. Might have been a late join, I think, on his way round. Just in with Andy Birdsall at the moment. Just going to keep a little eye on the riders in front of him. A few of the riders now finishing. Looks like Darren Cooley finishes, he goes across the line now. Anders Fraser finishing. Rizraz is coming through. Strong finish from Rizraz at 9.3 watts per kilo. You see it being backed right off as they come through. So Akbar Bursell sitting at the back of the group there, just working the way up. Darren Topless must have been on a late start. Darren's faster than that, I know he is. Looks like Priester out with 1 lap to go in this group here. And Priester's got Maya behind on the same distance. So currently with Priester sitting with Vic Chavaria, Maya, and looks like Ferron sitting in this group as well, just in with Ferron. Ferron's got that group in front. He needs to just close that gap down a little bit. They're just stretching it out a little bit on him at the moment. And that push on certainly looks like it's coming. Cooper working hard up here. 3 watts per kilo, just trying to kick a little bit of gap in there. So SR61 sitting in there, currently sitting on the wheels at the moment, I think, of Bolt's just in front with Jarvis, who's out on her last lap as well. So Jarvis is going to see that group coming behind her. Jarvis sitting in here with Ruth Taylor. So Taylor, Bolt and Jarvis all sitting in together. So this group of three being chased down. They're on their last lap now, and time is ticking out. There's one more loop to do. And it's going to be a real battle here between Taylor, Jarvis, Priester and Chavaria v Bikes, because they're all on the same lap and there's only 3 seconds separating the 4 women in this group. Meanwhile, just having a look, it looks like Darren Billings just a little bit further up the road here. He's got license with him for company at the moment. Looks like Beagley, one of our riders, just up on to the kickers. Meanwhile, just going to keep our eyes on this group because they are not far off coming in through the finish. Ruth Taylor, along with Joe Jarvis, it looks like Priester and what is it going to be? Chavaria are going to come in, so we're going to see some real good sprints here. So Katie Priester at the moment ahead of Joe Meyer. And just working the way up towards the line at the moment. Rich Shade well in front of them as well. And there are sprints going off all over the place. We can't actually keep up with them all. There are that many on the way in. So this is going to be between Vic and Katie. And it looks like Vic just taking that from Katie on their way through. Just in front. Alison Kinlock well and truly through and done. Going to just... work our way back to Andy Bursell. Try and get back to Andy before we get into the finish. So just jumping back in with Andy. Andy currently on 35.5k to go. I'll take a little bit of a look up at the riders who are a little bit near the end of their distance at the moment. We've got to keep an eye on it. We don't go getting spat too far out of the group. Beagley just up the road as well. Beagley currently on 39k. So Beagley just currently at 39k. We're just going to have a closer look up on the map and just keep a double check and see just where everybody is. So I think our next rider to come through to finish is going to be Beagley from Nova. So Rob Beagley at the moment going to be our next rider in to the finish. Just coming around, he's going to take that right hand turn. So Beagley comes in, going to take the right hand turn. Here he goes, and it's going to be Beagley, our next rider to finish, pushing out a nice 3.6 watts per kilo, just on that slight kicker. Now in and is going to see the finish. So next rider in is going to be Beagley, which means we're going to drop back a little way as he comes in to the line to Bradshaw. Bradshaw, our next rider out. Of course, we're cutting away quick because we don't want to get trapped on the wrong side of the worlds. And that's why we have to have that extra little run on the way through. So next in is going to be Bruce Bradshaw. Bradshaw making his way round here. Just see from our helicopter we're not too far off the start. We come alongside the rider pens that we were at about an hour ago. It's going to take the right hand turn and be lined up with the gantry. Here it comes. So it's going to be Bradshaw, our next rider in to the finish. So Bradshaw comes in as we cut back to Billings. The next Billings on his way around. He's got the left and a right hand turn to do. And Billings, our next rider in, heading into the finish at the moment. Darren Billings in that white, red, green and blue strip. And Billings looking good. Going to be rolling his way through into the finish. And no doubt a kick from Darren as he comes in and over the line. Good to see Darren out on the bike once again. So as Darren Billings comes in from the Bolsover Club, we're going to cut back to our next rider coming into the finish. This is going to be a License. So License, the next rider in, good ride by License to finish, coming in to the gantry just ahead of SR68, who kicks to the line at 3 watts per kilo. Behind them it's going to be Sybil and Bolt. Bolt just in front, so we're just in with Sybil at the moment. Bolt is going to come in the orange, so it's going to be Bolt next and then Sybil. There are next riders in and through. We're going to cut across. We're looking for our next rider to the line to finish, and I think that is going to be Dan on his way around. So Dan's our next rider due to finish. But remember, of course, we've got lots more riders out on the course as well. Nice big kick from Dan here as he comes into the line. He's going to come around this corner. Here he comes. He lines himself up for that finishing line. Massive sprint from Dan here. Great riding as he comes in and through. We're going to cut back to Akbar, Shepherd, Andy Birdsall and Dodds. There are riders out on course at the moment. So leading the three riders at the moment is Shepherd. So Shepherd, Akbar, Birdsall and Dodds out on course still to finish. Well, tonight we said it was an experiment. We said it was going to be tough. We said it was going to be brutal. We said it was going to be quick. We were going to struggle to keep up with it. I'd like to think whenever I go to a race, I can call by sight the top 10 riders over the line. Wasn't going to happen tonight. So fast. Clubman won, but that was about it. Absolutely manic. Great chain gang, getting faster and faster and faster in an absolute blizzard of personal best times. Hopefully some good power times, some FTPs being raced. Make sure you go on the Facebook page and tell us all about them. We want to see exactly what you did out there on the course, because it has been a mad bad night. We've had an experimental week where we went up to the time trial course and now down onto the crit course, and I'm sure certainly the time trial course may well be back. There's a few people that absolutely loved it, plenty of people hated it, some people loved it. Tell us what you thought of this, whether you thought it was a good addition to the courses that we've used on the way around. Got plenty more in the old memory banks. A sad skill that I've discovered I have, which is no use at school, but was very simple when we went out on the courses. I could remember every course and every turn, and it's the same with Zwift, which means that we're steadily putting together ways to make them work with the chain gang. So let us know on that Facebook page. Tell us what you think. We want to know. Good, bad, the ugly. Me, yeah, I know. Get it out there and let us know just how it is when you're riding it and you're out and doing the business. Remember, we want to see how you're getting on out there. We want to see how good it is, or when you're out and riding, how bad it is, the good points, the bad points. Don't get lots of support on the Facebook page. Look after each other out there as well. We've got lots of riders out there who've got lots and lots of experience, so make sure that you keep yourselves in touch with everybody as we just jump around from rider to rider on the screen. So please, guys, remember, support each other on that Facebook page. Make sure you follow the instructions. Read the instructions. When Russ says go, stay with the yellow, stay with the yellow. Don't be Billy No Mates off the front. Not that Billy No Mates, the one that isn't actually Billy No Mates off the front. We want to see you in with that group. Don't forget, support the people who support your sport. The guys out there, the sponsors out there, are out supporting you guys, the riders. They give us the prizes to give to you guys, and that's what we've been doing all the way through the year. We've got more prizes and more giveaways planned, so don't forget to do that. We're going to jump across to our next rider coming in to the finish. It is going to be Shepherd on his way in. So Sam Shepherd's our next rider coming into the line. Great riding by Shepherd. Big kick to the finish, 10.6 watts per kilo, which means we're going to cut across to Akbar. He's going to be our next rider on his way in towards the line there. So Faisal Akbar, our next rider in. Big kick, please, Faisal, on the way into the line. Going to take that right hand turn. Last a few K to go here for Faisal as he goes in towards the line. Big old kick from Faisal. Nice, 7 watts per kilo as he comes through. He's going to come through in front of Dodds and Andy Birdsall. A big thank you to everybody who's volunteered to be a beacon. Andy Birdsall, of course, one of our regular riders doing so. So we see Dodds now coming in. Shepherded all the way in towards the line. So it is going to be Dodds, our next rider, in through the line. Comes through just in front of a sprinting Andy Birdsall. So we'll jump in with Andy if we can. Easier said than done. I think Russ is in danger of warming down still, so let's see if we can jump in with him. So Russ on his way round on the warm down. Thank you so much, everybody who's donated. Don't forget, it keeps the show on the road. Russ and I can only do so much without your support, and we are dependent on that to keep the show going. Donate on PayPal, hit the friends and family button. We're all friends on the Donny Chain Gang. Please remember, if you want to go direct and do a transfer, a standing order, a monthly direct debit, it's all been done by people to support us. Please, guys, just get in touch with me, Matt Payne, Matt at Full Speed Events, or get in touch with me on Facebook. Join the group, make sure you get in there and be part of the community that is the Donny Chain Gang. A massive thank you to all of the people who help us out. Halo Wheels, to Pinarello, to OTE Wahoo, to Grand Tour Coffee, to the guys at the Bag Brewing Companies, to Veloview for the graphics, of course to Zwift, who keep us rolling and keep the show on the road as well, quite literally on the tarmac, or the virtual tarmac out there. A massive thank you, because it is the best platform out there. We've looked around and we knew that this was the one we wanted to put the Chain Gang on, so thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Watch the Facebook page for where those links are going to be and where we're going to be heading next week on the Donny Chain Gang.